tears, my grace is sufficient for you. My love will wash away the past, lay your burdens on my shoulder. The trials will pass. Be still and know. Inside, do you see your own? Let's flow now with all those pretty little things you buy and all those frowns and sighs you create. Wake up to the sound of silence. Be still and know that I am here. Take my hand, I will hold you. I will wait for your tears. My grace is sufficient for you. My love will wash away the past. Lay your burdens on my shoulders. The trials will pass. Be still and know. Walking down the road, all alone, turned away from home. Why do you, dear, insist on trying to do things on your own when you're crying and screaming that it's all gone away, that you've been put to shame? When will you deal? Open your eyes, or words I have. I will be here with you, with you, with you, with you. Wake up to the sound of silence. Be still and know that I am here. Take my hand, I will hold you. Wipe away all your tears. My grace is sufficient for you. My love will wash away the past. Lay your burdens on my the silence. Be still and know that I am here. Take my hand, I will hold you. I will wait for your tears. My grace is sufficient for you. My love will wash away the past. Lay your burdens on your shoulders. The trials will pass. Be still and know. Walking down the road, all alone, turned away from home. Why do you, dear, insist on trying to do things on your own? When you're crying and screaming that it's all gone away, that you've been put to shame. When will you, dear, open your eyes? Or words I have, I will be here with you, with you, with you, with you. Wake up to the silence, silence. Be still and know that I am here. Take my hand, I will hold you.
What the hell?
I can hear our intro.
Well, it's funny because I just realized I screwed up there.
What did you do?
I forgot to take out that last bit of the video with our old thumbnail.
Okay, yeah, that makes fair enough.
Why am I hearing you and me echoing?
on a delay. Is it gone now?
Is it gone now? Yes.
It was me.
Of course it was you. Well, here we are. Another great show. Another couple of guests that we're going to be bringing up today. It's going to be a fun show. We got some good things to show everybody today. But first, I definitely want to say, how are you? How's it going? How's the week been? Because I know you've been doing a lot of planning.
Well, it's been a very successful week of planning. Dates are set. Tour is a go. Couple of extras might happen, which is great. But that's all I've done this week, and it's been a lot of fun to do. And I'm just really excited now that we are less than 7 days away from it starting. So
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get there and meet everyone and go to these great locations where we're going to be filming.
And this is a big deal for me as well, because I haven't collaborated with another YouTuber or video maker yet, other than my best friend who does the exploration videos. So this is like a massive deal for me. So I'm just as excited to collaborate with everyone on the group and you, of course.
Yeah,
can't leave you out.
Well, I definitely want to thank everybody that's come to the show today, because you are going to see a good show today. And we got Rob and Bill from Get Haunted Network, and we're going to be showing a video of an event they were on recently. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But there is something I do want to talk about. And I think I have to make... I'm not going to get upset or anything like that. That's not what I want to do. I just want to explain a couple of things, because the funny thing about this industry when it comes to the paranormal, word travels very, very quickly, very, very quickly. I don't think I've ever seen an industry where a word, like where something has been said and it travels like within an hour or two, everybody knows.
Yeah.
And I know that has a lot to do with social media and stuff like that, and I get that. But Taryn and I started a page. What's it been? A week and a half ago, I think it's been about a week and a half.
Say about that, yeah.
And it's done extremely well, and we're getting a lot of people coming over to the page and bringing their podcast, and we got more coming down the road. We're adding more. We're adding more over the next few days, and there's some big people coming onto the platform, and I mean like some big people that is really going to help the platform grow even further, and it's going to help everyone else help them as well, because when you have somebody big that's coming to this page and they have a crap load of followers, that is going to help everyone else. And that's why I created this page. There's been a few rumblings through social media that we are trying to pull people from other networks. It's not true. That's not what our page is about. We are not here to pull anybody from any network and bring them over to this platform. If you're on a network and if you want to stream to another platform, that's what we're providing. That's it. That's all. And I wrote a message or I put up a post this morning about what our page is about. And we even have a couple of networks on our page that are now streaming on our page. One is BB3TV. And there's I think there's 3 or 4 of them that are on this page. And we also have DN-TV. Speaking of DN-TV, we are now streaming on DN-TV and Paranormal Brew. And Taryn is in the back, our producer for this show. And we're also streaming on her page as well. So I just want to make it clear what we're doing with this page. We're bringing people over to this page if they want to stream to another platform. And I was talking to the guys in the room before it came up, and I said this to them. I wanted to talk about this because I want this to be put to bed, and it doesn't have to be talked about anymore. When you're starting a new page anywhere on social media, you're starting from scratch. You're starting from zero. So why not come to a page where it has a number of followers, where you're going to get new viewers and possibly new followers? We're providing that to you. That's all we're doing. We're just giving you another place to stream. So I'm not, and Taryn is not trying to pull people from another network. We're just not doing it. And we have no intentions of doing that. If you want to come over and join and have another place where you can stream, that's great. And then you can network with everyone else. This was a page that I wanted to put together so everybody can work with everybody. And that's it. And that's why I did it. So to put this to bed, we are not trying to pull anybody from another network. We're not at all. So anyways.
It's a weird thing for people to start saying. I mean, there's nothing wrong with your show on your network being put onto all these other pages just to get. I mean, it brings the network more viewers.
Yeah.
So it's beneficial to everyone involved. So I don't understand the uproar or why people are saying what they're saying. They're obviously ill-informed.
Yeah. And that's what I think it is. I just don't think they know what's really going on. So this is how I look at it. If there's a podcast going on, and I say this all the time, if there's a podcast going on and it finishes and there's another podcast coming up. Everybody that was watching that podcast can go to the next podcast or the next live if it's an investigation that they're doing, because you can put your investigations up there too. We have no problem with that. Taryn did an investigation last week and it was up there for 5 hours. It was great. It was the place was great. Everything was great. We got to see what other people do in their investigations. It was amazing. And it was there for 5 hours. So really, I understand why people think we're doing that, but we're not.
And I think the other big thing that everyone's missing here is unless you've got them to sign a document to say that they can't do it, there's no obligation to only commit. So unless you've got an agreement between each other to only commit to that one network and one platform, there shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
So it is just a silly thing.
So hopefully this gets out. Hopefully this video gets out and this replay gets out. And if people can share this out, that'd be great. So other people really know what's going on with this page, with this central network page that we're trying to do. We're just trying to help you. That's all we're trying to do. Here's
the best way of looking at it. Yeah. Imagine your page is the same thing as Netflix or iPlayer or Amazon TV, where all these different channels on TV have put things on it so you can see everything at once. Yes. It's the exact same concept. So just think about it before you start talking rubbish.
Yeah. And again, I understand why people think that, but I just want to make it clear that's not what we're doing. We're just providing you with another network or another page that I shouldn't say network, another page that you can stream to. And I will say it's been a real hit this past week. People have been enjoying it. People have been sharing it out. People have been commenting on the podcast, and that's what we wanted. If somebody's watching your podcast, and you can see who shares your page or your show. You can see those people. So if they're on a show, you can share them out. That's why we were doing it. It's just a better way to network and to get all these podcasts. But we got some big people possibly coming up on the platform that's going to help everyone else on the page by getting more views, more followers, and more likes. And it will climb with we all know how the algorithm works on YouTube. The more likes, the more follows, the more shares, the more you're going to be up the page.
Oh, I really thought you were going to lead into an anti-YouTube joke thing, because
no.
You know how the algorithm works.
Yeah. No, I wasn't going to do that. No. I wasn't going to do that. So it's just the more it gets followed, the more it gets liked, the more it gets shared, the more it gets up in the algorithm, and the more they push it out. And that's what we're doing. That's all we're doing. So anyways, I don't want to talk about that anymore. We have a great show coming up, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I just wanted to say my piece about that, and hopefully people continue coming over and watching the podcast on the page. And if they have a podcast or if they want to do a live investigation on the page, they can do that. Just reach out to me or Taryn, and we'll bring you up. But hopefully this one person that I'm trying to get on there, she has a shitload of followers. And that's going to help everyone in the page. But we'll see if that happens. I don't want to say a name, because if it doesn't happen, I'm going to get upset.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed that it does.
Yeah. So we got a couple of guys coming up. Oh, you want to say something else?
Just a quick thing I did see it mentioned in the chat bar at the beginning. As everyone knows, I'm from England, which is in Europe, and everyone is very aware of what's happening in Europe at this time. I also want to say that I myself want to say I'm sending all my thoughts and prayers to everyone in the Ukraine, anyone who watches the show from that region of the world, and a big shout out to my friends and family who I have a lot of good friends that are from the Ukraine. It's a terrible business going on in there, and I hope it de-escalates. I know there's some border talks going on this week, so hopefully it quells. Hopefully the Russians back off. And not all the Russians. I get there's a massive load of them who are really against it, and that's great to see in the numbers. So I just wanted to say that Ukraine has my support. Anyone who wants to talk about it or is upset about it, just feel free to message me. But Europe stands with Ukraine, so I just wanted to say that and not breeze past it this week.
Yeah, I just put up that. I put up that. What do you call it? I can't think of the word. That comment. Thank you. I just put out that comment by Dwayne from My Haunted Follower. We had Dwayne on the show a while back, and it's true. That's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to help the paranormal community by helping you network and getting more followers and more viewers and more likes. That's exactly what we're doing. So anyway, so let's move on to the show. Let's bring up the guest. Get Haunted Network. They're a fairly new network. Basically, well, I'll let Rob tell you what the network is about if you haven't seen it, or you because Rob was on when? Was it January?
A month ago we had Get Haunted on.
Yeah, I think this is the first time we've brought somebody on like back to the show that quickly, right?
I think there's one more that we did.
Was it Eldon from
yeah,
Global?
yeah,
I
it
think?
was.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to get into this video. They did an event last week, and we're going to show some of the event. And Rob is going to talk about it, and Bill as well.
If you guys don't remember who they are, if you guys don't remember who they, I said, if you guys don't remember who they are, and you've been on this show, one of these guys is the one that has a casket in his living room and a wall of Ouija boards and planchettes. So one of my favorite guests we've ever had on the show. This couple, so.
Yeah, it's definitely different. That's for sure, and I like it. I like it a lot, actually. So let's bring up Rob. What's so funny? What's that?
Read Raymond's comment. Your fucking Patrol's McDonald's joke has just gone nuts.
I don't know. The comments don't seem to be coming up. I keep on having to refresh it.
Oh, I've got one there. It says, Lex, I didn't know McDonald's lets you bring the headsets home. They don't. So don't report me.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. And if you haven't seen that meme, it's on the Facebook page of Parapost Network. It's on the Huntophobia page. I think it got everywhere, actually. I think it's even everywhere on Twitter, which I thought was hilarious. Rob, that was great.
I was scrolling through Facebook this morning. What was it, yesterday? And someone who is not linked to us at all, just knows me on Facebook, has posted it. I don't even know how they got it.
Yeah, well, because it was shared so much, it went all over the place. But so let me introduce you to. Thank you, Jenny. It was very funny, actually. Jenny loves in the room today, and it's very nice seeing you, Jenny. We haven't seen you was she here last week or the week before? I think she was. But I love seeing Jenny in the room, and she's a great person. So let's bring up Bill and Rob. Now, out of the two of them, who do you think the better looking is one? Because I think I want to bring them up first.
Well, seeing as you've been obsessed with this part of things since I came on the computer today, I'll let you decide who you think the best looking one is. Who's your?
There's Rob. And there. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get Bill up. Then there's Bill. No, I didn't do that in any particular order of looks. Let me just make that clear. Okay?
Obviously, save the best for last.
See, I knew somebody was going to say something. So that's okay. That's okay. Well, guys, welcome back.
Thanks for having us back.
Rob, you want to say something?
Rob, you're muted.
You're muted.
So these newfangled computer things are still a little confusing, but I'm going to apologize in advance for two things. One is my background. I am checked into one of the scariest hotels, motel, whatever you want to call this place, ever. Like, there are blood stains on the bed. Somebody died in this room. I'm sure. Two is the internet is the Wi-Fi here is kind of not good. So if I freeze, sorry.
So why don't you talk a little bit about the people that checked you in?
They were interesting. Yeah, no. I might have to sleep here, so let's not.
No, that's cool.
It's not. It's just an interesting place. So, like, I did not do proper research when I booked this one, but I was also this weekend was for me like a whirlwind. It changed, it morphed into all these different things. And
so
yeah,
before we get into that, why don't you tell us, and for people that don't know, Get Haunted, what Get Haunted is about?
Sure. Yep. I'll say it one last time. Your intro, it gets me like revved up every single time. I love that intro, even when it gets stalled from the internet. But Get Haunted right now, right? Because it shapes into different things and morphs into things based on people's needs, right? At the core of it, it's an event hosting company. But at the end of the day, it's also kind of a paranormal services company. So we do everything from events to making merch for ourselves. And by the way, people chatting, we can't respond. Bill or I can't respond. I saw somebody ordered shirts. Raymond, thank you. Sam, I'll try to answer that. You'll hear some stories soon. But, we make merch for ourselves. We make merch for other teams. We make merch for locations, and that can be shirts, that can be mugs, shot glasses. I'm also now linked up with a company called Finger Lakes Mercantile, where they do something similar, but really kind of for the print industry. And when I say print, I mean anything like, UV printing, laser cutting, putting an image on something. So it kind of expands all of those services into other areas of the business that I just wasn't expecting. So yeah, we do what we do for the paranormal. We love bringing teams together. That's just a big part of Get Haunted's vision is, it's tough to compete with the big companies and the people that can tie up a location for months at a time. It's tough to get into some of these big places because, if you don't have an LLC, it's really hard to get the proper insurance to get a venue. And that's what we help with. One of the big things we help with. So we can secure a location, co-host an event with other people, and make it, so that everybody's sharing the stage, like instead of 1, 2, or 3, big corporations or big groups of people. And hopefully at the same time, everybody can work together and learn together. I have a big issue, and with the story we'll get into later, maybe, with, people think they know it all. Right? You get in a comfort zone and you have a way of investigating, and you kind of get set in your ways. And, there are new people out there that I know I can learn from. There are old schoolers out there that I can learn from. And instead of being a 1, 2, or 5 trick pony, I might learn something from somebody one day, or somebody brand new. I've seen this happen so many times. New people come in and they just do something that we as investigators would never do or never even think to try. And you just go, holy crap, like that's a really good idea. So that's the concept. It's a very long-winded answer, but we're a lot of everything. But at the forefront, it's about bringing people together. It's about getting people to locations, helping keep locations open. Because without that, we're investigating McDonald's with Lex.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, that's great. I was hoping that was going to come up at some point. I know Raymond brought it up in the comments, but I was hoping one of you two was going to bring that up, and I'm glad you did. That's funny.
Plan that.
I think that's going to be around for a very, very
Hilarious.
long time. And again, we have to thank Rob from the Patrol for putting that together. It's just great. And I don't know if you saw the show last week, Rob. I talked about you sent us some hoodies, and hopefully they're going to come in before I leave. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to put them on. We're going to put them on for a video, and we're going to put them on in Sherwood Forest, and we're going to get it videoed and skipping down the path holding arms, frolicking through the Sherwood Forest. Or video.
I love it. That's a great idea.
This whole tour is going to be a meme factory.
And I think Rob's froze. I think he froze. He's not
Bill
there.
can take over for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need that other guy.
Yeah. So again, forgive Rob because he is in a hotel and it seems like it's pretty sketchy. So he's going to log in and log back out, hopefully, and we'll get him back on. So yes, paranormal consultant, Mr. Matt Barron. Just wait till you see that video. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. So we're going to frolic. So before, while we're waiting for Rob to come back, Bill, I wanted to ask you, for people that don't know you, can you tell us a little bit about your origin story and how you got into the paranormal?
Sure. Yeah. I started investigating in college. Around that time, the ghost hunting shows came out, Taps and all that. So me and my friends, we started up a little group in college, did some local investigations, and and then some of the bigger places like Gettysburg and Centralia, Pennsylvania. And after a couple investigations, they're like, okay, this was fun, and they were done. But I was bit by the bug, and over the years, I've continued to investigate. For a long time, it was at best once a year, just because I had nobody else to do it with. When my brother got out of the Army, we started going more often. And then I met my fiance, Tanya, and we went to Gettysburg, had a great time, investigated the whole time, and decided to start Empty Casket Paranormal. And since then, we've been investigating, with the exception of a few short periods of time, at least twice a weekend or twice a month. We're getting out all the time. It was on one of these investigations that we met Rob, and he convinced me to start selling my equipment. And then I worked with Rob for a little bit. And then when we both left that company, I helped him get Haunted up off the ground, and we've been working together on it. And it's been a fun ride, a tiring ride. I'm exhausted. I know Rob's had a whirlwind weekend, so have I. I've done 2 investigations this weekend alone, and I'm a little tired, but still here.
Got a little bit of the paranormal hangover, as people like to say.
Yeah, I was investigating until 4 a.m. on Friday, got a couple hours sleep, drove 3 hours to Gettysburg, got to investigate with the YouTube channel Mondo Docs. I got home at about 2:30 a.m. this morning.
Cool. I think they just signed up to Parapost Network, I believe.
Yeah, I think they mentioned something about it yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, and they did the sync in the YouTube. Wow, that was that bird is again. I forgot about that bird. I forgot about that bird.
So did I.
Yeah, she won't let you forget. Don't worry.
No, it's definitely. So I don't. So why don't you talk a little bit about? I don't know if Rob's going to be able to come back up. I don't know where he is, but can you talk a little bit about the event that happened last week that we're going to be showing today?
Sure. Yeah. So last weekend, we had our very first event at White Hill Mansion in Fieldsboro, New Jersey, and it was an amazing weekend. It really was. The guests that we had were fantastic. They were all very into it. They really, these events live and die by the guests. You have good guests, it's going to be fun regardless of whether or not you get paranormal activity. And we had great guests for this first event. They made it fantastic. The bird wishes that she went. That's why she's screaming. We got to break the team apart a little bit. Teach some of there was a few people there who were newer. We got to teach them a little bit about some of the different techniques and the tools that we use. And then the more experienced investigators got to kind of go off on their own and investigate. And it was a tough night to begin with. A big windstorm had come through, and in certain areas of the building, not only was it bitterly cold, it was an old building built in the early 1700s, 1723, I believe. And it just wind just goes right through the house. So it was cold, and the evening started off dead quiet. Like we got no activity except in the basement where Rob was, but that was the only place in the house that was warm. And now I know why Rob picked it. But Tanya and I were up in the attic, and we had our group up there. It was so cold. But once the wind died down, activity picked up. We had knockings, people saw shadow figures. We got some great EVPs. It was spectacular. I wish we got some of the shadow figures on camera. Unfortunately, we didn't. But a few people saw them.
Oh, you saw them. You saw them.
Yeah, a few people saw them.
Place.
Yeah.
Now you guys are doing this place again in
April,
yep. Which I will be attending.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. And if you guys want to, if you go over to the Get Haunted Network, all the links are below for Get Haunted, and you can just go over and follow the page because and if you want to see what it looks like inside, we're going to see a little bit of a video today, but if you want to take a look inside, because Rob did do a walkthrough. And it is on Get Haunted page. So if you want to take a look inside, go over to Get Haunted, follow and like or whatever you want to do, and go watch that video. The place looks, it looks really, really cool, but creepy at the same time.
Oh yeah,
would you agree?
It's an old mansion, so the setup of it is spectacular. It really is. But it's old. It's in the state of being refurbished. So a lot of the rooms are in disrepair. They're working on it, but it takes time and money, and they're getting to it. So it's definitely has that haunted house vibe to it. It really puts you in that right mindset to have, that kind of experience. Having the right atmosphere is almost as important as the right equipment and all that. And this place provides it in tenfold. It's a mansion that's falling apart. That's not really falling apart. It's just a little bit in disrepair. But the place is amazing.
Now, I know Rob put this video together. Do you know anything about this video? Have you seen it?
I know he was working on it. I have not been, between his travel schedule and my travel schedule this weekend, we haven't been able to hook up too much, so I haven't seen the final products.
So I don't know if Rob's going to be able to come back.
I just got a text from him. He's trying to join up on his phone.
Is he?
Yeah.
Was he on his laptop before?
He was on his laptop before with the Wi-Fi. So he's trying to get his hotspot set up.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Why don't we wait a few more minutes before we show this video? Why don't you tell us about some of the events coming up that you're going to be doing?
Sure. The next event we have is at the Shanley Hotel in Napanoch, New York. The Shanley is amazing. It's an old hotel that is now exclusively open to the paranormal. So like you can rent the place out and just investigate it. It's amazing. I've been there twice already. Once back in the fall, it was just me and Rob in there. And then in December, it was Rob, me, my fiance, and a couple of our friends. The place never disappoints. It gives some of the most amazing evidence we've ever seen. Shadow figures, voices, footsteps. Rob has a interesting story in the bordello. I'll let him tell you that one. But he's seen some gray triangles flying through walls. I guess that from what I hear, that several people have seen that. They have a scrying room, which is unbelievable. I was sitting in the scrying room with two other people, and we actually got to see me go from my current age to like 30 years older. We just watched it happen. I turned into an old man. It was weird. All of us saw it. It was insane. So we have that coming up in March, and then we go in there again in May. And then as I told you, we have April. We are going back to the White Hill Mansion. And then in June, we're at the Hoover House down in Waynesboro, PA. And that we have a really special event planned. No equipment, we're doing a spiritualism night. So table tipping, Ouija boards, scrying, seance, all that kind of fun stuff that nobody really does much anymore. So we're going to go back to the roots, and we're encouraging all of our guests to dress in period clothing and really just kind of have fun with it and make it a really memorable night.
That's
Cool,
really
that's
cool,
great.
man. That's dope.
Welcome back, Rob. I see
Hey.
you've moved locations.
Yeah, we broke the internet at the Days Inn, and now I'm at a DoubleTree hijacking their internet, and it's actually great. So
So
Sorry.
we talked a little bit about last week, not a lot. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get into the video, and Rob is going to walk us through the video and tell us what is basically going on. I will be pausing it so he can talk a little bit about what they do. So let me bring it up on screen.
Can I just say, our new thumbnail and background is smart.
Where is it? It's there, but it's not playing. Let me do something here. Sorry, everyone. I might have to share my screen. What's going on here? Okay. Let me bring down. Forgot to bring up this. Let me hide this. Sorry. Sorry. For some reason. Let me see if I can get this going. If not, I'm going to have to share my screen because I have it downloaded, obviously. So let's get out of this, and I am going to share my screen, and we will get into this video.
I just want to quickly show you guys in the chat. Rob from the patrol has just sent me a photo.
Okay, I'm trying to do something here.
I'm loving that Lex Paranormal McDonald's merch. I might have to hijack that and see if I get sued. Oh my days.
Okay, so let me pull this. Let me pull this up. I'm going to share the screen.
Oh, we lost Rob
went
again.
down. Lost Rob again. So let me bring this up. Can you guys see this?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Echo.
So unfortunately, I can't see you guys because it's got to go through the whole screen. So, so if Rob comes up, I will have to pause it in and bring him down, or bring him up. Sorry. So let's play this. And this is a really, really well put together video that Rob has done on what they do at the event. So let's play this. Can everyone hear it? So I'm just going to pause it there for a minute. I like the beginning of that. Let me just pull this down so I can see you guys. Get rid of this. So, Bill, why don't you talk a little bit about what happens at the presentation when you guys are first starting the event?
Sure. So we put together a presentation.
Sorry, hold on, Brian. With your share screen, we're echoing.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to hide this on screen. Okay.
All right.
There we go.
So we bring a screen and a projector, and we have like an actual presentation we go through. It starts off with a kind of an agenda for the night. We go through what we're planning to do, and I do mean the word planning because we change it on the fly depending on what people are there. So if it's all more experienced people or all more people who are new to it, we'll change things up depending on what we need to make it better for everybody. So we have our planned agenda. We go through a little history. Rob goes through his history and introduces himself. And then me and Tanya went through our histories, kind of introduce ourselves. And then, one of the more important parts of the evening is going through the rules. There's the common sense stuff, don't shine flashlights in people's faces and things like that. And then we have location specific rules, things to make sure that you're not going to damage the location or anything like that. The big thing we harp on is respect each other, respect the location, respect the spirits. And that pretty much covers almost everything you need to know in terms of, having a good night and being, ensuring that we can come back over and over again. Rob had some additional things in there, some theory related items in the presentation, just kind of getting people talking about the paranormal and what it is and why we use some of the equipment we use and what some of that equipment does. And he really goes into, I don't want to say he goes really into depth with it. For a relatively short presentation, though, he covers a lot of material and kind of makes you think a little bit. And it really kind of gets the night started off right, gets people in the right frame of mind, getting those paranormal theories flowing in their heads. And then we break and we, split the teams up and, because we don't want everybody together for too much of the night. We started off with a group, a thing just to kind of say hello to the house, introduce ourselves and get ready for the night. And then we break up and go our separate ways and start investigating so we could cover as much ground as possible and see what we get.
So when you held this particular event, how many people were at this event for this one?
I believe we had 13 people, plus the three of us, the investigators, and then we had Liv and Lordy, who were doing the videography for the night.
Okay.
And
so
how do you split the group? Is there a particular way you split the groups, or is it just a flat down the middle, or?
Our plans are for these events to kind of feel out the people, talk to them a little bit ahead of time as people are coming in, get to know them a little bit, find out what their skill levels are with the paranormal. And if it's leaning heavily one way or another, then we'll probably split down the middle. If it's close to a pretty even split, then we'll do what we did at White Hill, which is, most of the new people went down to the basement with Rob. He went over kind of ghost hunting 101 with them, showed them how to use the equipment, and then did EVPs. And the more advanced people, or people who kind of knew what they were doing, they came upstairs with me and Tanya, and we did some investigating on the third floor, giving enough space so that we're not going to interfere with what Rob was doing, because sound travels a lot in that house. And then after a period of time, we swapped the groups around so everyone has a chance to kind of get to see the house and all that and experience different things. Then brought them all back together and did a evidence review, really kind of brought them together and said, what did you guys experience? Share it amongst everybody so that as other people go to different locations, they can either, use what you've already gotten to build upon, or, find out what's not working so they don't waste their time doing that. They could try something else.
I think Rob is trying to come up. He's being a phantom. The Get Haunted there is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Let's try that again. Yeah, it's definitely not working, Rob. So let's move on with this video. And okay. I'm glad you touched on that, because I think that is coming up in the video of your at the end of the night kind of type of thing and what you guys do. So let me bring this up again. Where is it? There it is. And let me go to this. Okay. So if you can just talk a little bit about this.
Sure. So we started off with the presentation, as I said. And this is everybody coming up to the second floor.
Echo.
Yeah, there's a pretty bad echo.
My apologies. Let me.
All right. So I mentioned that we still got an echo. Yeah. So yeah. So I talked about a lot of that already. It's splitting everybody up and going from there. Yeah, I apologize. I haven't seen the last version of this video, so I'm not really sure what to expect from it. It's been a long weekend.
You're still muted, Brian.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna play it, and then at the end of it, you can talk about everything. And there is one last part at the end that I want people to pay attention to. That's really quite cool.
Is there meant to be sound?
So just to let people know, there is no sound. There is no sound in that part. I'm going to bring Rob back up. Okay. We seem to be getting a little bit of echoing when we're playing the video. Rob, can you hear us? Can you hear us?
I had a real hard time with this. I'm so sorry, everyone. I don't even know if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm going to try one last time. Is there a call-in number?
No. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play the rest of the video, and then after you can talk about, I don't know where you, what, oh, here we go. He's going to try it again. There he is. So you just sneak into,
Let me go outside.
yeah. So you just sneak in the hotel and just stay in there and, pretend you're a customer, or you're staying at the hotel, right? So can you hear us?
Problem is I can't hear. I got a little bit of a connection here. This is a shit show. So sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. No worries. No worries. So I'm just going to play the rest of the video. Okay. And then you guys just talk about what you need to talk about. Okay.
Sounds good.
Your contact joined.
Now, what I was trying to determine from that was when that was me doing that. Was that Rob that was talking?
Yes.
Or okay. So what were they streaming about?
So unfortunately, I wasn't in the basement when this happened, but I did hear the story. So Rob was down there with his group. He put two women. So in the basement, there's an old speakeasy, and that's where he was doing his EVPs. But there's another part of the basement where it's more like a normal basement. You know, there's some refrigeration units and the heaters and water heater and all that stuff. So he had put two women in that part of the basement. They were sitting by the heater. And from what I've been told, there's a lot of stories about that furnace area of shadow figures and people seeing things, being touched and whatnot. They keep going through HVAC guys every time they have a problem, and people will only come once and they won't go and work on that furnace again. They have to go find somebody else. So he put the two of them back there. And so he went out to the speakeasy with everyone else, started continuing the EVP session. And then what these two women saw was a black figure come out of the furnace. Like it came out, it started stepping towards them, and they screamed, they freaked out, and they ran. And so Rob heard them scream and ran into that part of the basement. And one of the women was able to kind of dodge around him, get around him, and just bolt out of there. And the other one barreled into Rob, knocked him over, and just completely, tackled him. Rob, I just told your story.
I heard. Thanks. Hey, I'm gonna give this one more shot. I'm so sorry, everyone. This is like,
oh, dude, you can't
No,
help
it's not.
it. You can't help the signals bad.
I know,
It's not the end of the
20
world. It's all good. Bill has been doing a wonderful job covering
2022.
your ass. He's been doing a wonderful job. And we were just talking about the end of that video on the girl streaming and what happened. And I was trying to figure out if that was something that was being said in the recorder that they freaked out about, or something something happened in the room, and Bill obviously told us what happened. So can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They and that spot, I can.
Okay.
I give up.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Go ahead. Oh, okay. So it's like he wants to come in and come out.
Oh, we're good. Okay.
Yeah, you're good, man. You're good.
Computer.
Yeah,
but that. Okay. Yeah, that spot in the house is kind of well known for shadow figures, and those two little victims were sitting there, and they saw whatever they saw. It terrified him, and like Bill said, I got knocked over. It was pretty. I was trying to be a hero and go save him, but
and she's a fraction of Rob's size. Like, she's little.
There's definitely a delay on Rob's end, so that's okay. So if you guys talk a little bit, that's cool. Mm-hmm. So it was obviously a great event. They had a lot of, the people obviously had a great time. They got this crap scared out of them, apparently, by the streams that you can tell on that recorder. And I guess that's what it's about, right? Is people coming in and you guys doing these events, and if they've never been to an event before, it's just going to scare the crap out of them, but in a good way, right? It's definitely a good way. It's not a bad way.
Yeah, no, they weren't hurt or anything. It was more startled than anything else. And to answer the comment in the chat, they were guests. They were not investigators. They were guests. But they were experienced people. They've been on investigations before. But I can tell you from firsthand experience, when you get a shadow person come right up to you and they're only a couple feet away, doesn't matter how experienced you are, it's going to scare the hell out of you.
Especially if it's coming out of a furnace.
Yeah, for sure.
And what I think is, maybe it's better if you turn off your video.
I'm stopping my video to see if it helps, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that these type of events, when this stuff occurs, this would be a great place or a great time to really say to a skeptic, well, I guess it's true, isn't it?
Yeah. No, we love when skeptics come to our events. They're the ones we have the most fun with. Those are the ones we like putting in places like that.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I I can honestly I'd say that I'm definitely looking forward to being in that place, and hopefully they come out. Hopefully they come out to play while I'm there. So
I
it'd be
hope
nice
so.
to capture that on. It'd be nice to capture that either on the Fleur or the video or what have you, because the place sounds amazing, and it looks like it's fairly big too. Is it like it looks like
Huge.
it's a? Is it? What do you
Yeah.
guys know the square footage?
I don't. I don't know if Rob does.
I can find it for you.
It's
Go ahead.
roughly, I would guess 20, you know, roughly 3,000 maybe square feet in America. I don't know how many meters that is, guys.
Yeah, we're not savages, so we use feet.
Oh, okay.
But
Wow, that makes all kinds of
yeah,
sense.
this is not,
I don't know what
this is
England
not
uses.
good.
It's
Oh.
a 300
You're good,
acre
Rob.
property where it stands on. So that's huge property.
Rob, you're good.
Huge
We
land.
can hear you fine. So, well, you know what? We're definitely
Okay,
looking
good.
forward to going there. And
So, back to the skip. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's
Nope, that's
probably
okay.
a bit of a lag, so I'm stepping all over you guys.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a lag. That's okay.
Back to
That's
your
okay.
skeptic thing. In the beginning in the presentation, I did something I don't normally do. I ended up, and I kind of went down a path of where hopefully by the end of the presentation, I do believe people are connected in ways that a lot of people don't realize, or we even don't realize. And there's a cool part in that presentation that got everybody at the end going, huh, it's interesting. I don't want to give it away, because if you hear about it now, it's just, it works on the event, and it gets people's minds a little bit more open, I think. If there was one thing that we got crazy compliments on, it was that part of it. And so when they go into the investigation with this in the back of their mind, I think it certainly helps, because if you go in, with the wrong expectations, which we talk about in this presentation as well, it's going to be disappointing. It's not going to be the Amityville Horror. It's not going to be, the movies that we watch. It's going to be something legitimate and real. But it is incredibly rare, especially to get it on film. So setting them up with proper expectations is a key, I think, to helping people have a more enjoyable investigation. So yeah, you'll see it happen. It's cool. It's cool stuff.
It's where is that on the place of haunted places in the States?
White Hill?
Yes.
So, I mean, the U.S. is huge, obviously. So, it depends. I think that would, if you're speaking in terms of rankings, for me personally, it's up there. I mean, I've seen things in that house that were like mind blowing, but sometimes it's every time we go there. Sometimes it's every third or fourth time, but we never left there without something. It's a cool place. I mean, in terms of history, for the States, it's got, it's one of the oldest buildings I've ever been in. It's just been there. Now, that doesn't really compare to like where you guys are going to be off to in the UK. You've got a much longer and richer history. It's such a cool opportunity for you. But for the US, for me, it's one of the top, definitely within the top 5 for me personally.
So I really appreciate you guys bringing that video. Obviously, we've had some technical issues today, and that's that happens. It happens. And Rob, it's definitely not your fault, but I know we were talking about doing a special announcement today, and we are. and we're going to tell you what's going on. Me and Rob have talked a lot about Parapost Network and the Get Haunted Network, and we've been trying to come up with things that we want to do together, and we will be doing a lot of things together down the road. But we've come up with a particular idea. Rob, me, and Taryn is also involved, and I'm going to let. Now, there's going to be a little bit of delay here. Obviously, there's a delay, so I'm going to let Rob speak about it because he knows the place, and I want him to talk about it. So, Rob, if you can talk what we're going to be doing together, that would be great.
Yeah, for sure. So we wanted to do something, and I hope this isn't too staggered, but we wanted to do something that's a little bit bigger, a little bit with a little more grandeur than, the typical event. So, the plan right now, and it's all starting to kind of come together, is we secure this really cool location in New York State, and we bring in some of the more well-known people, investigators, and make it a big, 2-day event where we can do lectures, we can have seminars, whatever. There's a lot to still discuss. The good news is the place is available. The bad news is I kept picking the wrong date, which is funny in itself. But yeah, so we're gonna get a bunch of good people together and create something that's a lot different from your usual paranormal event. Make it interactive, make it dynamic, make it flow. The place that we're looking at, we can easily hold an awful lot of people in, and it's got some of the best activity that I've had for a specific location. But it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be a big draw, and it's a good way, again, to network and get people that I think don't work together very often together to make something very special happen that night.
Can you mention the place, or do you not want to mention it right now?
No, we can message. I mean, clearly you want me to. I can see you like.
Yes.
I can see you going. I wish you would say
yes, I do.
Yeah. So right now we're looking at Mid-Orange Correctional Facility. It was a boys' school in the early 1900s. Eventually turned into a prison, and it's now owned by a pretty famous soccer player, or Lex football player, right? I guess that's the proper term. By the last name of Fuchs. I think he's on the Austrian team there. Really nice people. They've been rehabbing it. They want to turn it into this sports complex for kids, which is it was always kind of fun walking around that place with all my ghost garb on and little kids playing soccer. And then they'd run over and they'd be like, "Are there really ghosts here?" And I'm like, and the moms are in the background kind of shaking their head like, "Don't say yes." And I'm like, "Yeah, we're just looking for them." But it's a big facility. It's a cool facility. We got the green light. We have dates. We just need to finalize everything. But that's it. Mid-Orange Correctional Facility, Warwick, New York. It was a prison. It doesn't look like a prison anymore. It was medium security. Where the soccer fields are now, the cell was where the cell blocks used to stand. But when I tell you the place is haunted, it's haunted. And we had the good luck. We were the first people, and for years, like probably a year and a half, really got to investigate and understand like what's happening there. There were nights I had former corrections officers there who would talk to me about what happened in a certain spot, and then I would show them the evidence from that spot, and that would spark a whole new conversation about the history of what happened there. And we were able to actually identify who we think, we can't say for sure, but identify the people that we were talking to through EVPs and capturing on videos. It's just one of those places that, and I think we showed a photo from there the first time we were on, guys, with the, the laser grid. That's from that place. Like it can be super intense at times. It's a great place, and I think everybody's going to love it.
Yeah. So basically, in the next, I guess, couple of months, look out for that. We are going to be obviously marketing it and basically what's going to be happening in the event. And there will be tickets for people that want to come. It's an amazing place. I've seen a couple of videos on it, and it's one place I definitely want to investigate. I know I think it's in this season of Ghost Hunters. They were there. I think it was either the first or second episode they did. It's just, the place is phenomenal. So yes, Get Haunted and Parapost Network are going to be putting together an event. And I think you guys are definitely going to want to attend this event. And it is going to be 2 nights. And I believe we're going to have one group one night and another group the second night. So there's going to be plenty of tickets that are going to be available. So look out for that in the coming months. And hopefully, and this is what me, Rob, and Taryn are working on, is to get some big names at this event. So you're going to be able to, meet them, investigate with them. And that's what we're looking to do. I think we already got one big name right now, and I'm not going to mention who it is, but we already got one big name right now. So that's going to be great for this person to be there. So, so in the coming months, you guys look out for that. We will definitely be posting that everywhere so people can come. But Rob, I'm sorry that you had so many problems today with your internet, but it's totally understandable. You're in a shady hotel and the internet is shady. So that doesn't surprise me. So, but Bill, I want to thank you for coming on.
Everything right now is shady.
No, we're definitely not. No, Rob, we're definitely not inviting him. So, no, unfortunately not. So, I want to thank you both for coming on today. And I want to let everybody know that the Get Haunted are going to be on this show quite frequently. So you guys are really going to get to know them a lot better over the next several months because when they put it on an event, we're going to get them to come on the show again and talk about that event so you guys can see what they do and you guys can go to their events. And I will tell you this, since we've had them on the show the first time, their events are filling up fast. So if they announce that they're doing a location, get right on top of that because the tickets are not going to last. These two guys know what they're doing. They put on great events, and you definitely want to be at one of them because you're going to get an experience of a lifetime, especially if you're not an investigator. If you like that scare factor, I'm not saying that every event there's going to be like stuff like what happened at Whitehill, but it's definitely a great experience because you're going to be working with some great investigators and they're going to be able to teach you maybe something you didn't know. But yeah, when they post an event, get right on top of it because you definitely want to go check them out. But again, guys, thank you very much for being on today's show.
Oh, thanks for having us.
I'm sorry, Rob, that you had so many problems, but you'll be on again and hopefully you'll be at home. Oh, there he is. So you'll be on again.
Can't hurt.
Yeah. You'll be on again with you the week after your next event. When is your next event?
March 26th is the Shanley.
Okay. And that's going to be amazing because then we'll get to see what you guys do at the Shanley. So again, guys, have a great rest of the day. And Rob, hope you're safe at that motel. It doesn't save it all.
I'm checking out like after this. So I basically spent $120 to be on your show and not be on your show at the same time.
Wow.
I'll send you a check.
Yeah,
I'll send you a check, buddy. So, guys, again, thank you, and we'll definitely talk soon. Rob, I will talk to you in the next day or two. Okay.
Right. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Take care.
Yeah. There we go. So, well, that didn't work out. It was tough. That was tough.
We need to work out why why Melon is echoing when we have a screen share going, because it shouldn't be.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Like even at the beginning when the intro was playing, all of a sudden the whole screen went black, and all the people that were sitting in the green room, that disappeared, and then it came back.
Oh, dearie me.
I was going, what is going on here? And it's just, and it was kicking the I had the show up there, and I had to keep on adding it because it was kicking it out. So I'm definitely going to have to figure out what's going on with Melon. I'm going to have to send them an email tomorrow because I just don't know what's going on here. But anyways, you pay for a service and hopefully it's going to be good. But again, technical stuff always happens. So I definitely want to thank everybody that came into the room today. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you go over to Get Haunted and start following them and maybe attend some of their events and even buy some of their merchandise. Their merchandise is really cool as well. So go check them out. And I also want to thank, now I didn't bring her up, but Taryn was in the room and for some reason she disappeared. I don't know where she went, but I was going to bring her up, but I don't know. Melon's been acting weird today. So I want to thank DN-TV for allowing us to stream on their network. I want to thank Paranormal Brew as well. And I want to thank you guys for coming in the room today. And we had quite a few people in the room today, which was really good. And hopefully you guys will share this out. And I'm going to say my goodbyes. And hopefully
before you say goodbye, just quickly.
Yeah.
What are we doing next week? Because you're here. So we need to work out how we're going to put an episode out next week.
I have a plan.
Perfect. That's all I needed to hear. Thank you all and good night.
No, I have a plan. What I'm thinking about doing is on the Sunday that if we do the show together, maybe if Rob and Rob are there and maybe we can just talk about the investigation the night before. So
yeah, cool.
I'm not really going to worry about getting a guest for next weekend because I got so much else going on that, with packing and organizing all that stuff, I have to worry about the site being taken care of and while I'm away. And so it's going to be a busy week. So it's going to be hard for me to get a guest, but we're definitely going to be on. We're definitely going to be on next week. So come and check us out. We'll talk about our first location that we're doing because we do our first location the night before. So
sweet.
Yes, which is going to be really, really good. So again, everybody, thank you for coming and watching today. We really appreciate all the comments and all that stuff. I already said my goodbye, so why am I still talking? Go ahead.
I'll say mine. This has been a great show. Thank you to Bill and Rob again for coming on. Thank you for everyone in the chat, DN-TV, Paranormal Brew, everyone involved with helping us make the show. Thank you so much. And we'll see you in the same room next Sunday. Thank you very much. Roll credits. That's the end. Roll credits.